Hey friends, welcome to today's video. I am so glad to be back here. I know I have taken it's been a week. It has been a week, but it has been such a busy week. So my apologies. It felt so good to sit down and film this video today. I have a really fun holiday inspired makeup tutorial for you guys. I hope you love it. I kind of love it. Very different than what I normally do here, but I really, really love it. I cannot believe that we are already talking about holiday makeup. Gosh, crazy. This video is in partnership with Nordstrom. I got to collaborate with them on this video and pick out some of my favorite products from their beauty department. Many of these products you have seen showcased in many of my videos. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. Okay, I'm excited about this video. I haven't filmed in like a hot minute, and I'm excited to sit down. I've got my coffee and hang out with you guys and do a really fun, beautiful, glamorous holiday look. I feel like this is just what I need today. So I got my coffee in hand. I got all of these products, some favorites, some new products. So let's get started. Okay, so first I'm gonna prime my skin. It's starting to get cold in Austin, so I'm gonna use more of a hydrating primer. This is the Tula Face Filter Blurring and Moisturizing Primer. So I'm going to use this first to prime my skin. And I'm really just going to focus well, I say just focus, but I'm actually putting this all over. But I like to start in the center of my face because that is where, you know, we wear the mask and makeup can kind of transfer. So we're going to start there first. Next, I'm going to apply a little bit of the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I haven't used this product in a while. This is a very, very beautiful product. It is a very versatile product. You can use it in a lot of ways. I'm going to actually apply it to my skin first before applying foundation. And I'm going to apply it in the areas where I would like a little bit of a highlight on the skin. Now, this is one way to use it. This is probably the most subtle way to use it. If you want to get like the most subtle highlight is to put it underneath your foundation. You can also layer this on top of your foundation. You can mix this with your moisturizer. You can mix it with foundation, and depending on how you apply it will determine the level of glow and luminosity that you're going to get, but it is just so beautiful. Do you see what that does? It just gives a true natural looking highlight. I don't think it could look more natural than this, honestly, you guys. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, and this is more of a long wearing, good kind of medium coverage foundation. The texture is pretty thick. It does, to me, have more of a matte finish on the skin. It's not like a flat matte, but it is more of a matte finish. So that's why I wanted to apply the Hollywood Flawless Filter down first. And now that we're talking, I'm actually gonna mix a little bit in here with it because my skin is on the drier side right now. I don't think it's gonna hurt me to put a little bit of this in with the foundation. So you can see that I have the two products there, and I'm actually just gonna kind of mix them with my finger, and we're gonna go and kind of dot them on the face, and then we're gonna blend them out with the foundation brush. And I'm gonna start in the center of my face. Okay, so before applying it everywhere, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out first. This foundation, I wouldn't say it dries really quickly, but it can dry quicker than like a satin finish foundation. So I wanna kind of work in little sections rather than apply it all over. And then, you know, by the time I get to the last part, it already start to be drying. So I'm just going to do this. And I, as you can see, am doing very light layers. I don't wanna apply a lot of this. I want it to be very natural, but I do want to build it. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my brush. Now that I've kind of mixed both products together, I feel like I can go in with my brush and I have a nice little concoction of product. Okay, there we go. This looks really nice. This foundation is pretty versatile. I think that you can get like a full coverage, like, you know, flawless looking finish from it, but you can also get something more natural and glowy if you do kind of what I'm doing here. Alone on its own, it's gonna give you more coverage and it's gonna be more matte, but mixed with the Flawless Filter, you're gonna get something a little more glowy. All right, here we go. And I think that I need a little more coverage on my nose. As you can see, it's still a little pink there, so we're gonna go in and apply that. All right, that's about the amount of coverage that I want. And I wanna show you how much leftover product I have. I really didn't need I used about half of what I kind of put on my hand. I'll show you what I have left. That's about what I have left. So quite a bit. I'm not going to use the rest of it. I used to be, you know, the one that would be like, oh, I can't waste foundation. I'm just going to apply it. And then by the end of the day, everything just looks way too heavy. So for concealer, I'm going to go in with the NARS Medium 1 Custard Concealer. I have this little mini one, and I'm just going to apply this kind of in the inner corner, a little bit of green there, and then kind of pull it down. There we go. I didn't even need to dip in a second time. I think I got as much as I need there. Then I'm going to take the Hourglass dual-ended brush. It's got a little, I use this for concealer, and then it has a little foundation side. And I'm actually gonna take a little bit of what's on my hand, just a tiny bit, you guys. I'm just taking it with the tip, and then I'm even kind of like blotting it on my hand so that I don't have that much foundation. And I'm gonna go and blend out the concealer. So what that is going to do is, because that foundation is not as pigmented as the concealer, and because it has that Flawless filter mixed in, it's going to kind of work as a mixing medium for the concealer to help it spread more and give it a slightly more natural coverage and natural finish. You're still going to get good coverage from it. It's going to make that concealer go a little bit, it's just basically going to kind of waken up that concealer a bit, give it a little more hydration, a little more spreadability. I feel like holiday skin is all about that glow. You know, most of us are experiencing much cooler temperatures around the holidays. It's cold, it's dry, our skin feels it. So I'm all about adding tons of hydration and glow to the skin. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set everything, and I do still set with powder even when my skin is dry. It's just something I feel like I have to do, but I do look for powders that have a little bit more of a luminosity. So this is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm gonna just use a little bit of this. I'm gonna go in with a kind of big fluffy powder brush. This one's actually a little dirty. I hope I don't get bronze. I don't have bronzer on it. And I'm gonna take a little bit on the tip, and I'm actually gonna just kind of tap it on the lid even. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I really don't use much powder. I use very, very little bitty layers of makeup. So I wear a lot of products, but I like to build them in very little layers. That's always been my style. Even when I was a makeup artist, that is how I applied makeup. Perfect. Lovely. So that just set everything, but it didn't like totally mattify the skin. It still keeps the skin looking a little, you know, hydrated and fresh. Okay, I'm gonna go in and do my brows, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Brows are on, face is powdered. I'm gonna go in with a little like bronzer contour product. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. It is so messy, I apologize for that. So this isn't a particularly like really warm bronzer. I'm not gonna lie, I like to look like tan all year long. But since this is a holiday look, I wanted to kind of steer a little less like warm bronzy, you know, on the face, and go with something a little more cool tone. So I'm gonna use this. And I do like this product because it's not super cool, you know? It still gives some color to the face, but I definitely would classify it as a cooler bronzer slash contour product. But I like it because it has the softest sheen to it, so it just looks really soft on the skin. When a product is, you know, when you're looking at powders, you have the option of matte, you have like shimmer highlighty powders, or then you have powders what I classify as kind of having a really refined sheen, almost to where when it's on the skin you don't see it, but in the palette you can see that there's a slight sheen. What that does is it just makes it apply much more softer, more natural, and it gives a very slight, almost undetectable glow to the skin. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm gonna dust that on my nose as well. And I'm not being too careful. I'm taking a big, huge brush, you guys. That is okay. And I'm gonna dust it just below my jawline too. Perfect. Okay, next we are gonna go in with some fun new little, I wanna show you guys these. I don't know that I'm gonna use them all in this video, but I wanted to show you because they are new at Nordstrom and they're fun for holidays. So NARS came out with these cute little they look like ornaments for your tree. I mean, how cute is that? But they could also be obviously great stocking stuffers. And I have a couple of them here. I have this one, which has two little mini lipsticks in it. I'll show you. I actually took, so when you get them, they have tissue paper that wraps them, so they're real nice, but I took the tissue paper out so you guys didn't have to watch me, you know, go through that. So this is one shade that comes in it. It's called Inappropriate Red. I'm gonna show this color to you, and I am gonna wear a red lip today. I don't know if I'm gonna wear this one or another shade, but this is what it looks like. It's just a real bright, like corally, beautiful, beautiful red. The texture feels creamy, creamy but not too glossy. So we got that one in there, and then you also have this shade. It's called Band Red. Okay, so both of these are reds. This one is definitely more of a kind of deeper brick red. This one seems a little more sheer in color. I had to kind of build it to get that color. Let me show you what it looks like with just one swipe so you can compare. Really beautiful. So you get those two, and then I have a another little ornament here. It has a mini orgasm double duo. So it has the orgasm shade and blush, and then it has a highlight option as well. So you get this little mini palette, so cute. Even though it's mini, it's a nice size. The pans are obviously much smaller though, but you got this with a really pretty highlight. That is one. And then you have, and so I'm gonna use that blush. Then you have the mini Afterglow lip balm duo. So these are 2 lip balms. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. They're like this beautiful kind of like pinky metallic finish. This shade right here is Orgasm. I'm actually gonna put it on. It's pretty much clear with a tint. Oh, it feels good. This feels so good. So it's a lip balm. It feels just like a lip balm. It's pretty much sheer in coverage. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of color you get here. I mean, both of them side by side look identical. One has a little bit of shimmer. This one is a little more cool tone. This is called Fast Lane, but this is what that one looks like. And I'm gonna show you guys. They're really, really sheer here. See, they're right down there. I mean, it's very much a tint of color. My girls might actually love these. I don't know if I'm gonna give them to them, but really cute. So I wanted to share those fun little ornaments. Okay, for blush, we're gonna dip into this guy, and I'm gonna use a little bit of the famous cult favorite Orgasm blush. And even though these pans are pretty small, I'm taking a pretty decent sized blush brush, and I'm just, I'm able to fit it in the pan. And I'm going to dust that on the cheeks. This does have a sheen to it, a little bit of a shimmer, so it is going to add to this glowy look that we're going for. Okay, so I haven't used Orgasm in a while. So when you build this, you get more of that highlight, that gold pinky highlight than color. So it's gonna give you a really natural looking like pink flush to the skin, but it's not gonna give a whole lot of pigment. So keep that in mind, that's pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to eyes. Today I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize palette. I picked this up earlier this year. It's such a beautiful palette. It's definitely got some color, but it's also got some neutral options here for you. I like Charlotte Tilbury's palette because they do kind of break it up into like 4 little looks. So in this palette, this is the Happy Glow look, the Love Glow, you have the Dream Glow, and then you have the Seduce Glow. I'm going to do something fun and a little more colorful here on here. I know I always bring you guys neutral looks. So today I think I'm gonna dip into like this whole like color story here. So looking at the palette, one thing that I do think is missing from this palette, and it's okay, is having a good brow highlight. So I'm just going to grab my NARS concealer, and I'm gonna use this as a highlight. Why not? I don't ever really do this on my channel, but this is a great option. If you are maybe traveling and you grab a palette that doesn't offer a brow highlight, you can always use your concealer. So I'm gonna apply it there, and I'm actually gonna go in and blend it with a brush. This is gonna give a little bit of a highlight. It's a concealer, so it's obviously gonna have a natural finish. It's not gonna be shimmery. There we go. And it also kind of makes the brow pop. Pretty. All right, so let's dive into this palette. I'm excited to play with this. I don't think I've played with this since I purchased it, which was a couple of months ago. So I'm gonna go in first with this shade Happy Glow to build my crease. We're just gonna go in there and just build a little definition in the crease. I'm gonna take a fluffy crease brush, and we are just going to slowly build. This is definitely a warmer shade. It's matte, so it's gonna give definition. Perfect. Okay, next I'm excited because I don't think I've played with this shade right yet. It is this shade right here in the Dream Glow. I'm gonna give you a peek of what it looks like. It's a really pretty, you know what? Let's see. Okay, so I just kind of swatched both of the purples. Let's go with this purple. I was thinking this was gonna look more colorful, but it actually, even though it's beautiful, it does kind of look in line with what I typically do. And I promised you guys a more colorful look today. So we're gonna go in with the deepest purple, and I'm gonna pack that on with a kind of basic shader brush. We are gonna pack that onto the lid. This formula has a shimmer to it, but it's not a real foiled or glittery shimmer. I think I am gonna go and layer a lighter topper on this just to see some more sparkle to the look, but that color by itself is really beautiful. So now that I have the purple laid down, I want to build upon the crease. You can see that I need to do a little more blending there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip in to the shade Seduce Glow, this matte brown, and we're going to use more of a tapered blending brush, and we're going to kind of build that in the outer corner into the crease. Okay, that's beautiful. I could totally stop here and have a really beautiful, vibrant purple smoky eye, but I wanna dip in here to this shade right here in the Dream Glow. This is a really shimmery, beautiful kind of shadow topper. And I'm just gonna use my finger, and let's see what this does to the look. I don't want it to completely like cancel out that rich purple, but I do want to add some sparkle and opalescence to the look. Okay, so I applied it with my finger, but I do think I need to go back in with my brush to soften it. Now, my lids are pretty small. You might not have to do this if your lids are large enough to where your finger doesn't just, you know, consume all of it, but my finger is a little too big for my lid. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. Okay, very pretty. That is, I feel like it's like totally my sweater today. Oh wow, this look is so gorgeous. This is fun. Pretty. Okay. Now that I've done that, I think I do need to go back just to, you know, keep the crease cleaned up and consistent. When you put a real sparkly shimmer like that on a deep matte, it kind of muddies it a little bit. So I'm just going back to correct that. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I love that. Okay, let's go in for the lower lash line. Now, I'm gonna add some fun color down there, but I do wanna lay something neutral and rich down there. So I'm gonna use the Color Chameleon pencil by Charlotte Tilbury. This is the shade Amber Haze, and it's like a real chunky eyeshadow crayon. I like to use these as eyeliners. You can use them as shadows on the lid and blend them out, but honestly, I like to use them as a liner. It basically looks on the lower lash line like a really rich, shimmery shadow. So I'm gonna kind of lay that down as a base for the liner. And then I'm gonna take, what should we take here? Should we take, let's see. I kind of wanna do, would it be too much to do the red? Let's try this Love Glow, this really beautiful, shimmery, pinky red. Looking at it in the pan, it looks more red than I want it to be on the eye, but I'm hopeful that because we have that brown, rich color down first, it's not gonna be that red, but it's gonna like layer the perfect amount of color. So let's give it a try. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm grabbing a little bit, again, just to start light, and I can always build. It's always easier to build, right, than to try and fix too much. So I'm gonna just, okay, I want to add even a little more shimmer. I'm getting a little crazy here. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's called, it's part of the Happy Glow, and it's this really beautiful kind of like peachy copper, light copper shade, and I'm going to layer that on top. Yes, that's what I want. I'm going to layer that on top. I just want to have a little more shimmer, a little more glitz and glam for this look. So fun. I feel like the holidays is the time of the year to just go big or go home. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some liner and lashes because I think this look definitely needs it, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've got lashes on. I've got my kind of winged out liner. A couple things I did tweak is I did add the Charlotte Tilbury Amber Haze Chameleon pencil in my, or crayon in my lash line, which I never do. I always use like a brightening pencil there, but I kind of like it. And then I did pick up more of this shade here, and I like really kind of smoked out that lower lash line so you could see it. It's a little thicker, it's a little more intense. I'm kind of loving this purple and copper vibe here. It looks so good. Okay, I am gonna put a little mascara. I always put on mascara after I apply lashes. It does a couple of things. One, it helps your natural lashes blend into the false lashes, so when people look at you from the side, they're not seeing your natural lashes stick out. And two, it helps the false lashes lay on a little better. So like right now they feel a little awkward. I can feel them. Putting mascara will kind of just lift them and put them in place. Now I'm using the new Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. You guys, this mascara is so good. You're not gonna be able to tell today because I have on lash strips, but I can tell you that I've been wearing this mascara and it's so nice. Really, really nice. I love the brush. It's not clumpy. It really does a great job of separating the lashes, pushing them up. I mean, I've been trying a ton of mascaras lately because you know my lashes have been recovering from lash extensions. And I'm so happy to say they're pretty much all grown back in. And I'm really able to test mascaras and see how they work. But this has been a favorite of mine. Okay, there we go. The last thing I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little black liner in my tight line because I forgot to do that. Whew, eyes, okay, the eyes need a break. The eyes are like, you're doing too much to me. Okay, last is lips. I am gonna do a bold red lip here, which is so different for me. One, I usually don't wear really bold lips, but two, I usually don't wear bold lips with a bold eye, but I'm feeling it today. So I'm gonna go in with the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Rita. I'm not sure if this packaging is like limited edition for holiday, but it's kind of part of NARS's holiday collection. This is what it looks like. It's so beautiful. Let's show you on. Oh, it's so nice. It's just a good classic bright cherry red. The formula is real soft, creamy. It's very pigmented. That's kind of just like one back and forth swipe. I didn't really have to build it much at all. It's not a sheer lipstick. I'm going to line my lips with more of a neutral lip pencil though. This is a little trick I have for you when you wear bold lips. I never match my bold lipstick color with a bold lip liner. I always use something neutral. So this is the shade Hazelnut Tea by Laura Mercier. And I'm just going to kind of define the shape of my lips, fill it in, and then I'm going to apply the lipstick. Doing this little trick is beneficial in a few ways. One, it takes away the intimidation of bold lip. I think when you go in with a bold red lip liner, it's like, it's even scarier than black liquid liner. I mean, who agrees with me on that? I think so. But using a neutral lip pencil is much easier to control. You can create the shape of the lip that you want. It's just less intimidating. So it's gonna also work as a kind of barrier. So it's gonna keep that bold lip color from feathering out. And also too, if you kind of fill the lip in, which I failed to do just now, it is going to create a little base and foundation on your lip. So when that really bold color starts to wear off or it looks uneven, maybe it's worn off in the center, but you still have it around the lips, it's so obvious, right? Because you've got either if it's bold red or purple or dark or whatever it might be, you can see it wearing off. But putting that base down there, that foundation, is gonna make when it wears off much, much less noticeable. Wow, that's like hardly any pressure. Oh my gosh. I didn't even put any on my upper lip. I'm just pressing it. Holy moly. I don't even think I need to put any on my upper lip. I really don't. I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick with this. And the reason why is because when you're working with a really bold lipstick, especially something creamy like this, you want to avoid like layering too much, because the more product you have there, the more opportunity you have for that product to move, to transfer, to kind of, you know, move around, and you don't want that. So if you don't need it, which I don't think I do. Holy moly, that is gorgeous. I love that. I'm so impressed with the pigment. That's amazing. Did you see that? I just applied it on my lower lip. I didn't apply anything on my upper lip. I just pressed them together. Okay, kind of sold on that one. Okay, I curled my hair extra big today because I felt like I feel like I have lipstick on my teeth. I don't have lipstick on my teeth, do I? No, I'm good. Anyone else feel like that when you're wearing a bold color? Like it's just everywhere, but it's not, it's staying in place. Okay, you guys, this is the finished look. I have to say, I really love it. Totally not something that I usually go to. Not only in, you know, the eye makeup, actually I take that back. I would totally wear this eye makeup and rock it. It's colorful, but it's not too colorful, right? But the bold eye and the bold lip is something you rarely see on my channel, but I'm kind of loving it. I think especially for the holidays, it's the time to just do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have all the products listed down in the description box that I used. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and spending your time with me. I cannot believe that we are already like approaching the holidays. I cannot believe that. I think we're gonna decorate our tree this weekend. Has anyone else decorated their tree? I feel like I'm not really late, but I also love to enjoy it as long as I can because it's so much work and effort, and I hate taking it down because the house just feels so like boring and bland after I take it down. So I'm gonna do it this weekend. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you, Nordstrom, for partnering with me on this video. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.